Hello all, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
So let me share my screen. It's 9:05. So let's continue now. Okay, so okay. So yeah, today let's continue where we left. Okay, so apart from settings, okay, so let us now see with reference to interfaces and like policies. Okay, so let us, for example, okay. Okay, fine. So let's say, for example, I have to configure the interfaces. Okay, so what is the two ways that you can do in order to assign an IP to an interface? Can anyone tell me? How many ways are there that you can assign an IP to an interface?
I think GUI and command by using command line.
No, I'm like not looking whether it's through CLI or through like GUI. I'm saying how many ways are there? It's like one is a static, right? You can assign the IP manually, correct?
Yes, yes.
And the other
DSCP,
is
CP.
okay, so there can only be two ways to assign an IP. That means one is a static, that where you will be assigning the IP that okay, the port one IP is 192.168.1.10 or something, whatever you want. Okay, that you assign an IP manually, and the other one is dynamically. That means the interface will automatically learn the IP. Like your system may also learn the IP automatically, right? Through DSCP, remember?
Yes.
DSCP is the protocol which will help you to learn the IP automatically. It can help to assign an IP to any devices automatically, right?
Yes. Right.
Is there any other dynamic way that you can use in order to assign an IP to your interface? No idea? Triple PoE, have you heard of that?
Can you ask me
Point to
again?
point over Ethernet. Anyone who works in a network or in an IT infra, you might have seen that you might be having an ISP, which is an triple PoE link. Have you heard?
Yes, yes. Triple POE.
Yeah.
I
So
heard that.
that also what happens? Your ISP automatically gives you a public IP, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
There is no DSCP. So in short, if you have to assign an IP to an interfaces,
But this is a static IP, na one?
which IP? Triple PoE?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No. Triple
Okay.
PoE IPs are static till the point your link is not flagged or you have not restarted your firewall. Okay. If your link flaps, that means goes down and come up, you will see that there's a new public IP assigned to your interfaces. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, fine. So, okay, I think someone is waiting. Okay, I've entered. Okay, fine. So see, when we are going to configure the interfaces, okay. So in short, what I wanted to say is, after all, we want to assign an IP to an interface. And when we want to do that, okay, there can only be two ways. Either the IP will be assigned manually, that is nothing but a static assignment of an IP address, or the IP will be learned on the interfaces automatically. Yes or no? There cannot be any third way. Yes
Yes.
or no,
Yes.
right? Yes. So see, so in that approach, okay, we will see how you are going to do the configuration, okay, with reference to GUI as well as with reference to CLI. Okay, so CLI, I think you have seen that when I asked you to do the basic configuration, but I will repeat that. Whatever the commands that I executed there, okay, I will now explain each and every command. But before that, let us see the GUI. Okay, now in terms of, let's say this is a physical interface. Okay, now when I clicked on interfaces here, you see here, this is the box that is your firewall. It is giving you how your firewall looks like and how many interfaces are there. So it is just a physical representation. Okay, so in this there is 4 active ports. 1, 2, 3, 4. The one which you are seeing as in green. Okay, green mark. If any interfaces goes down, you will see that in red. Okay, and those gray like 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever you are seeing as in gray, that means those interfaces are not usable. Okay, deactivated or not usable. Okay, that is that. So whatever the model that you may be working upon, okay, whatever the model that you may be working upon, you will see your model in it's like back panel. Okay, the back panel image here. That is first thing. Second, I will come to all these, okay, later on, but first of all, see in here. So with reference to physical interfaces, okay, now you have port 1, port 2, port 3, port 4. So for an example, if I open any port 1, okay, let me open the port 1. Now, in this, okay, in this port 1, if you see here, the name of the interface, that is physical interface. Okay, you cannot rename it. It's port 1. Okay, you do not have any say onto it. Okay, that this is what the physical interface is. Now you can just give him any name. Okay, so I can give him like LAN. I can call him LAN. Okay, so I know that anything which is behind port 1, it is LAN. Okay, anything which is behind port 2, it is WAN. So it's up to you. Okay, just for our understanding, whatever name you want to give, you can give it. If you do not wish to, leave it. Okay, so it's an optional thing. Okay, now it is saying type is physical interface. So this port 1 is a physical interface. Now it is saying VRF ID. Okay, now what is VRF ID? That means virtual routing forward. Okay, or virtual router forward. Okay, so see, routing is a topic which I will be discussing at the end of the course, so I will not go into depth. Okay, but yes, let me tell you what is the VRF. Now VRF is similar to the concept like you have a BDOM. Okay, so VRF means like, let's say you have a very high amount of routing. Okay, there are very large routes. Okay, so in order to manage it, you may want to distribute those routing tables. Okay, in that, whenever you want to achieve such a thing, you will always get into a VRF. So VRF is nothing but it distributes your routing table into multiple like parts of routing table. So routing table 1, 2, 3, like that. Okay, now how does it do that? Okay, so there is a thumb rule into the VRF. The VRF says that a packet, okay, let me open my whiteboard. I will just explain you a quick thing. Okay. Do you see my whiteboard?
No.
Okay, just a moment. Okay. Let me close my applications. Okay. Okay. Okay, do you see my whiteboard now?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So see here, if there is a device, okay, and this VRF concept stands by it for no matter which device or vendor you are working on, okay, this is just a general concept. Now what it says is, if a device has, let's say, any number of interfaces, okay, any number of interfaces. Now it is port 1, it is port 2, it is port 3, it is port 4, it is port 5, and it is port 6, okay. Just assume this is some random devices. We will take it as FortiGate firewall, okay. Now if you say that, hey, my port 1, port 2, port 3 are part of VRF0, which is by default, every interfaces are part of VRF0, okay, by default. Now, port 4, port 5, port 6, we say this is part of VRF1. Now, there is a simple rule into this. The VRF rule says, okay, if a traffic is coming on port 1, it can only be routed or it can be sent out, okay, from the interfaces which belongs to the same VRF. That means if a traffic is received on the port 1, it can only be sent either on port 2 or on port 3. Clear?
Clear.
Hi Rohan, I have confusion here.
Yes, please tell me.
Yeah, like VRF only can be used on the service provider side because like they have a customer, like they have a multiple routes. But here, why we are using like VRF, like
No,
just for 5-6 ports only.
no, I'm just giving an example, okay, to make you understand what is the rule of the VRF. You may have a device which is having 24 ports, okay, that is not my point. You may have 24 ports, you may have 5 ports, you may have 2 ports. But if you are going to implement a VRF, okay, this is how the VRF behaves. That is only one rule. Okay. So
but my question is same, like VRF concept can only be used on like service provider side, right? But why we are using in the firewall means LAN side.
So why do you think that ISP providers do not use the firewall?
So means you are like as compared to means service provider, or like
It's
I'm not getting the point here. Yeah.
It like maybe toward like data center, right? What is an
Okay.
ISP?
So
I'm not sure if you have seen an ISP architecture or not, but they are nothing but a collection of a DCs. Okay, they have their own DCs. Okay, they have it's like they have a very huge full mesh or partial mesh topology of a collection of hundreds of devices. That's what the ISP is, nothing more. Okay, after all, they are also working on routing, switching, and like firewalls, right? They also have to do the same thing what you or like any of the enterprise businesses are doing. Okay, so it's all the same. The point is why I will use a VRF, whether it is a ISP or it's a non-ISP or if it's a simple outlet or whatsoever. If do I really need a VRF? That depends, and that depend condition is to manage the larger to larger networks. Okay, if you want to isolate, okay, that hey, I do not, let's say for example, my firewall or my device is maintaining 50,000 plus routes or maybe 5 lakh plus routes, okay, 2 lakh plus routes. Now, you know, as per the life of packet, what happens? Every time a new packet is received, when I say new packet, that means new first packet, right? Unique session. If that happens,
and also like, sorry
yes,
to interrupt, also like
Hmm.
in one firewall, maybe like 7 customer traffic is coming, so we can separate it, right? This can be possible, right? For
You
suppose there is a,
can see for that you want to use VRF, you can. Even without the VRF, you can achieve it. Policy will help you to do it. See, to be frank, out of 10, 9 people will not use it, no matter how large they have the network. Okay, but there are certain, it's like out of 10, one like customer will be there who may come up with a VRF requirement. So if in case they are with a VRF is nothing. Okay, VRF is nothing, it's just a routing table. It simply says that whatever the interfaces that are part of the VRF, okay, that can only exchange the traffic in and out. No other interface can handle. So you cannot have a traffic coming from VRF0 to go into a VRF1. Okay, in order to achieve that, you have to do a separate configuration altogether. That is why people do not tend to use VRF. Okay,
Okay.
because
Thank
there
you.
is no requirement that anyone can say that, hey, I was like, you have to use VRF unless you will not be able to achieve any task. Okay, I can do any deployment, anything that you want without a VRF. Okay, that's up to you. Okay, so it's up to engineer call. Okay, and the amount of traffic. Yes, of course, like I mentioned, if your device is such which is handling more than 1 or 2 lakh of routes, okay, there you may think, or I would say, it's like I would say you would really prefer to go with a VRF, okay, because that will save your CPU effort. Okay, so that is one thing. Else, if you do not care about that, nothing to worry. You can do all the things without the VRF. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So see here. And yes, one more thing, brother. ISP do use firewalls. Okay. Okay. And yeah, so see, the rule of the VRF says that if they can only exchange the traffic. So if a traffic is received on port 1, it can go out via port 2 or via port 3 and vice versa. Okay. They cannot exchange the traffic with the interfaces which are part of a different VRF. That's the only thing. By default, all the interfaces are part of VRF ID 0. Okay. That's why when you see a routing table, and I'm again saying this stands true for no matter which device or vendor you are working on. By default, whatever the routing table that you see there is of VRF ID 0. Okay, we do not notice it, but if you watch it carefully, you will see VRF 0. Okay, by default. Okay, so VRF 0 means everyone is part of VRF 0. So that's why anyone can send the traffic from in and out to any of the interfaces. Okay, no matter whether it is physical, virtual, or what kind of an interfaces you may be handling. Okay, so that will be changed. Okay, so that is one thing. Now, coming back, see here. Okay, my session is getting expired. Okay, so here, just give a moment. Okay, so now the role is there, okay? LAN, WAN, DMZ, undefined. Okay, so now see here, you choose LAN, okay? You will see there is one addition of an secondary IP addresses, okay? If you choose WAN, there is one addition of an estimated bandwidth. This is one more feature, okay? And if you choose DMZ, it's like similar to what you chose in LAN, okay? And if you choose undefined, okay, again, one of the option will be gone, and the rest all it's same. Now the question is, hey, do I have to choose LAN, WAN, DMZ or undefined? What I should choose? To answer it simple, it does not matter. Now why I'm saying that? It does not matter. Because see why it doesn't matter. Through the entire, okay, no matter how the configuration you want to do it. Okay. This firewall is a zero trust device, okay? It doesn't differentiate whether your interface is a LAN, WAN, DMZ or undetermined. That means you are not sure what this interface is, okay? So no matter what you do, it doesn't matter. After all, there is no spatial treatment. No spatial treatment. You have to do exactly the same configuration for a LAN interface that you will do for a DMZ interface or for that matter, WAN interface. No difference at all. Only addition of a few options like I mentioned, like here WAN, okay. This will help you sometimes in order to estimate the bandwidth. Now, what is this estimated bandwidth? Now, say here, what happens is, let's say your ISP link is 10 Mbps. You have bought a ISP link which is 10 Mbps. Now, maybe sometimes you have a high amount of traffic flow and you tend to send, let's say you sent 12 Mbps of traffic to your ISP. Now, will your ISP will handle 12 Mbps? No, right? It will drop 2 Mbps. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Because you only have 10 Mbps purchase. You only have paid for 10 Mbps link, right? So it will accept 10 Mbps and it will drop 2 Mbps. Now, instead that you want to have it dropped on the ISP level, okay, you may want that, hey, my firewall should itself be limiting that. Okay, so here you can define, see here the words upstream, downstream. Upstream means the traffic which has been sent out from the interface, that is upload, right? Upstream, the traffic has been sent out from the interface. Downstream, the traffic which is received onto the interface, right? That is download. Download traffic is how does the download flow? If you have a device, upstream goes like this, right? Download comes like this. Yes or no?
Yes.
So that is what it is calling it, upstream, downstream. Okay. Now here, you may limit that. Okay. You can define. Now what will happen is you have, let's say 10 Mbps, right? So you simply define that. It's done. Actually, it will look like this 240, 1024, no? Yeah. This is 10 Mbps. So you have limited it here itself. So it will not send the traffic. The firewall will itself drop it. Okay, any data which is beyond this. If this is something which you want, go with it. Now the question comes, why I will use this? Or is there any specific situation where I should be using this? Any kind of a deployment scenario? Yes, there is one where, and that is subjected to your point. Okay, you may or may not. That's why I'm saying it doesn't matter. Okay. So, but yes, to let you know, let's say for example, your deployment is such. Okay. You have some LAN network here. Okay. I'm just representing that as a PC. This is a switch. You may have a router. Okay. You may have a let's say firewall. Okay. Firewall here. You may have an LB. Okay. A load balancer. And then you may have a ISP. You may also might be having some sort of an ISP router. Okay, that is subjected. Okay, you may also be having some sort of an ISP router right now. Okay, there are certain appliances, irrespective of the vendor, maybe certain vendor is having a certain limitations and all, which may report that, hey, I am congested. Okay, because you are sending a very huge amount of data, although that data has to be dropped after at the ISP level, but these devices may report such any issues. Okay, upstream devices. That's where the firewall can help you. This FortiGate firewall can help you to mitigate such a thing, because after all, those packets will be dropped at ISP level, right? So you may drop it here only. Okay, that is one thing. So like I mentioned, you may enable it or you may leave it, because they will send it and here it is dropped. Okay, so it's up to you. Okay, person to person choice, but that is the only implementation level that where you can use that. Okay, now see here. Okay, so it doesn't matter at all what you are going to use. Okay, so do not focus on the role part. Okay, now see here, addressing mode. Here you are seeing manual DHCP. There is one more that is called triple PoE. Okay, so whenever you will choose in there, okay, here you are not getting it because it's not a licensed one. Okay, I don't think you will get that. Okay, you will not be getting it. Yeah, you will not be getting it. Okay, fine. So you will see one more there, that is triple PoE. If you do not see in GUI, okay, how you will do it? Via the CLI. Okay, how? Say config system interface. Okay, config system interface. Now, side by side, let us start learning the CLI as well. Now, see, FortiGate CLI commands are not typical at all. If you just try 1 or 2 times, it is too easy. Whatever you want to configure, the command will always start with config. Okay, config. Now, see, I'm writing sys. See, you can write anything. See it. Config sys, press tab. Okay, as soon as you will press tab, it will automatically complete it. Okay, you can do that. In press tab interface, so it will automatically complete your command. If you are not sure, hey, what should be after system, just press question mark. Okay, it will show you all the options that you can write after system. Okay, so you can easily figure it out. Okay, what you have to use and what you have to not. Okay, now there is also no need to write the complete word. Okay, so you can simply write the shortest form like config system interface. See, I'm writing just few words of each word. Okay, and it's fine. You can also run the command in this way. Okay, so you do not have to run, it's like type the complete thing and all. Okay, if you wish to, you can press the tab and it will automatically complete your words. Okay, but that's
Excuse me, I have one question.
tell me.
So we will do the all practicals for that all commands, which that's when we have to do the question mark. So what?
Almost most of the commands will be covered with reference to the topics, okay, that we are going to cover. Okay, rest all there are many.
When we will do the question mark, there actually after that we will saw that a lot of commands. So we will cover or not. That's in this our. Okay, fine.
You will be seeing all these commands, okay, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
will be covering all these commands. Mostly in terms of GUI, there are certain configurations that you will be doing with reference to GUI only. Why? Because that is it's like that is tough to configure with reference to CLI. Okay, you will mostly be seeing those configurations. Once you do it in the GUI, then you can see those configurations into like CLI when you have to verify that. Okay, for an example, if I say that hey, you have to block a terrorist category. Okay, now that category has a certain value. It can be 67, 57, 43 or 22. It's very hard to remember. Okay, what's the number of each and every category, right? So you will be doing in the GUI. Okay, you will not follow the CLI approach into that. So I will tell you what to do with the CLI, what not to do with the GUI. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fine. Now see here, config system interface. Okay. Now you want to configure what? Interface. So you executed the command config system interface. Now you want to modify, right? You want to modify. Whenever you want to modify something, you will run edit. Okay. Whenever you want to modify something, you will run edit. Okay. So edit port 1. Okay. Port 1. You can do it. Okay. Now, so you are now inside the port 1. See it. You are now inside the port 1. Now in that, if you want to see what is the configuration that has been done with reference to port 1, type show and enter. Okay, so I have written as such. Actually, this is complete word show. Just press enter. It will show you the configuration that has been done on the port 1. Okay, so like I was saying, if you want to set the mode can either be a static or dynamic. Okay, that in dynamic you have two things, via the DSCP or via triple PoE link. Okay, so just press question mark. See here, static DSCP triple PoE. Now you were not seeing triple PoE option into the GUI, were you? You were not, right? So let me do it for port 3, because here if I do for port 1, I will lose the access. Okay, so let me go with port 3, set mode triple PoE, enter. Okay, next. So I have done the configuration with reference to port 3. Now let me go into the port 3. Okay, It's also the same physical interface. Okay. Now see here. Now do you see triple P option in the like GUI? Got it?
Yes.
Okay, so earlier you will not see that. So that doesn't mean that your firewall do not support triple PoE. The triple PoE, in order to configure triple PoE, you have to run it through the CLI. You cannot configure triple PoE, or sorry, not configure, I will say you cannot enable triple PoE on an interface through the GUI. You have to do it through the CLI. Okay, there is no other option. So you will go into the CLI and then you will execute the command as set mode triple PoE. And henceforth, this interface will now start showing you triple PoE. Now you do not have to worry. Okay, that hey, I will use the now set username, set password, and you can run all those commands. But if you want, you can quickly jump into the GUI and you can do whatever you want for. If your ISP is giving you a triple PoE link, they will give you the username and password and all. Okay, you simply have to enter that, press OK, and it will automatically learn the IP. Clear? Clear?
Clear.
Okay. Now let me go back. Okay. Okay, I opened port 2.
Rohan, I have one question.
Yes, please.
There is one option in
40
auto manage.
PAM.
Yeah.
So that will require a 40 PAM cloud. Okay, if you have a 40 PAM, okay, that's a separate device all together. Okay, so your firewalls can learn the IP from that 40 PAM as well. That is from the cloud deployment. Okay.
Okay.
This is managed. Okay, managed by the 40 PAM. It's a cloud device. Okay. Now see here. So whatever you may choose, you choose that mode. Okay, then you have to assign the IP, right? So you simply write the, or let's say for an example, you want to do a manual assignment. So when you choose manual, you will be asked to enter the IP. You simply enter the IP. Okay, and then it's done. Okay, so we simply assign the IP and you can press OK, and that IP is been assigned there. How you will assign the IP? IP and this subnet mask. If you have to do the same thing through the CLI, what is the command? Set IP and then give the IP addresses. Okay, that's the command. Now, see here. They see this secondary IP. Now, what is secondary IP? Let's say, for example, I've turned it on. Okay, I've just enabled the secondary IP. So here, I will say that okay, the IP is 172.20.20.20/24. Okay, I'm just giving an IP. Okay, that is .20.
Which IP is which secondary means which IP?
I'm like coming to that. I'm trying to explain what is secondary IP and where you will use it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me do a ping. Okay. HTTP. Fine. So I have done this. Now see, my port 1 now primary IP is 10.1. Okay. 172.16.10.1. That's the main primary IP of the port 1. That is the IP that I'm using here as well, right? To access the firewall. Yes or no?
Yes.
But here I have assigned one more IP to the interface. Now think secondary IP as if, let me give an example. Let's say for an example, we all have two names, right? One is for our home, which our family or friends, close friends call us, right? One is which is at our certificate for the companies that we work on, right? Yes or no? We have two names.
Yeah.
Mostly we have two names, right? Maybe some of us may have 2 or 3 names, okay, depending upon the friends and all circle. Okay. Now, although you have 2 names, but you are the same person, right? In that thought process, Think the secondary IP as nothing but a second name. There is a single port 1, but the port 1 will respond to 122.16.10.1, which is his primary name. Okay, but he will also respond to 122.20.20.20. Okay, so he can use both the IPs as if it's his own interface IP. Okay, that is what the thought is. Now the question is, why on the earth I will use a secondary IP address? What's wrong with the primary IP address? I'm happy with a single IP address. Do I really need to use a secondary IP address? No, you do not need to use a secondary IP address. But let me tell you a situation which now most of the customers are using because of a cloud deployment. Okay, mostly where I have seen, so I'm just giving you that example. See what happens is, see what will happen. You will have a system. Okay, the companies, like, they will have such a deployment. Okay, they will have a firewall. We will take it as a FortiGate firewall. It is talking to the internet. Now this internet is actually connected to some cloud structure. Now let us take most commonly, it can be AWS, it can be Azure, GCP, what name it, and it's like any cloud infrastructure. Okay, SaaS. Okay, now your application is hosted here. Okay, you are hosting your application, maybe your servers or whatever you are hosting. Okay, now if someone has worked on the cloud structures, or like you might have interacted with such an engineers, you might have heard them. They will always, they might ask you for, when they will do a deployment, they will say, hey, tell me your whitelist IP, right? They're going to ask you that. Okay, if now, Mr. Let me tell you one thing. So what the cloud engineers do now, they will say, hey, I have hosted your application here. Okay, and my public IP is 1.2.3.4. He will say that my public IP is 1.2.3.4. So if you want to access this application, now you have to send the traffic to 1.2.3.4. Now the thing is, this server which I'm hosting on the cloud, or the application which I'm hosting on the cloud, is very critical to my business. Okay, now since it is hosted on the cloud, that means anyone can send the traffic to it. Anyone. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So why you will host a server or your application which is very critical to your business on a place which can be accessed from anyone, right? So that's why the cloud, the SaaS engineer will say, hey, tell me the list of IPs. Okay, the whitelist IPs. Tell me that. I will only allow the connection from that IP. I will not allow the connection from any other IP. So let's say my FortiGate ISP, okay, my ISP link here is having 11.12.13.14. Okay, that's the public IP here. Now, my LAN users, whosoever are, they are going to the internet using this public IP. Okay, so I can give this public IP to the cloud it's like platform, that hey, you whitelist my public IP 11.12.13.14, so that any request that comes from this public IP, they can access the application whatever I'm hosting in your SaaS platform. Right? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
So it's fine. Okay, that is how you will be doing. Okay, that is how any one of us does. Okay, but there are certain companies nowadays, they are very skeptical and think with reference to security point of view. They think that, hey, this public IP which I am giving you, this public IP is being used by my LAN users in order to access anything on the internet. They want to build up a VPN, they will use this public IP. They want to go to a Google, YouTube, any search engines, any websites, they will use this public IP, right? So in short, there is a very high potential that this public IP that is assigned to my company is known by most of the people. Yes or no? Are you getting my point? What I'm saying? I'm saying that my employees are sending the traffic to the internet no matter where that traffic is. That traffic may be for an SSL VPN connection, maybe that can be for a soft IP phone call, maybe that can be for any accessibility to websites or anything that is on the internet. All are using this IP. So it's a very high potential that this IP will be known to most of the people outside my network. Yes or no?
Yes.
That this
Yes,
IP is
yes.
commonly used, correct? So this is why when you are going to access such a critical application on the clouds, okay, what they will do is they will ask the ISP that, hey, you give me one more IP. So let's say the ISP has given you one more IP, and that IP is 15.16.17.18. Okay, this is the IP that is given to you. One more public IP. So what you will do is you will be saying to the cloud that, hey, you whitelist this IP 15.16.17.18. Why? Because anyone from my company who wants to access this server, they will be coming from this public IP. They will not be using this public IP. So you are segregating the traffic. Okay, just in order to be on the safer side. Okay, now this is where you will give a secondary IP to it. Now, if you have this IP, now the question comes, hey, can I assign two IPs to a single interface? No, not at all. Because you have assigned 11.12.13.14 to this IP, to this interface, right? So what you have to do? You have to take one more interface and there you will assign this IP. So see, everyone cannot afford a extra physical interface. It's a hardware device, okay? So once you buy a box and if that box has 12 ports, you have to work with a 12 ports, right? You cannot get a 13 port. If you want to have some extra port, you have to throw out that device and like buy a new higher model. Yes or no? So we have to use physical interfaces in a very, very optimized way. That's why there is no need to assign a different IP to a different interfaces. Instead of that, you will create a secondary IP on the same interface, and on that secondary IP, you will assign this. Although this will be your primary IP part, if any request is there that is coming for this public IP, this interface will know that, hey, this is also me. So I will respond to it. Okay. Now, why it is needed? Why this interfaces is needed to be assigned to this? Now I'm going to the basics. How does a PC respond? Or for that matter, when does a device responds to a packet? Can anyone tell me? It can be a router, it can be a switch, it can be a PC, what device you want to take. I just want to know, when does a device respond?
When they check the MAC addresses in the table.
I'm sorry, I'm not able to hear you properly.
Rohan, can you ask me again that question?
Okay, the question is, when does a device responds to a packet? Let's upon example. Okay, to keep the question simple, I'm saying a packet is received on the router. Okay. How does a router decide, do I have to accept this packet or do I have to drop this packet, irrespective of the destination? Okay, so do not ask me that whether this packet is for the router or through the router or from the router, irrespective. Whether this packet is to the router or through the router. Okay.
Based on the SCL which is configured on the router.
You are saying ACL?
Yeah, I mean access control list.
Access list.
I think based on
Because actually router just check there's source and destination, the MAC address is match or not.
Sorry, what you mentioned? Router will check?
Router will check the local access list which is configured on the router, whether the incoming or outgoing traffic need to be allowed or not.
Access list, okay, fine. You are saying access list, ACL.
Routing table. router will check routing table if there is any route for source to destination.
Okay, you're saying routing table. Okay, fine, fine. Yeah, that's one point. Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
I think there will be the only two possibilities. Either the
ACL or
access,
router, right?
yeah.
Wrong.
Router will response which are you have configured the routing policies first.
You are saying policies.
Yeah,
Wrong.
routing which
All these are aftermath.
I think ideally maybe what are the pack? You are talking about the packets, right?
Yeah. When the packet is received on the router,
Hmm.
how does a router decide, or how does a router know that it has to process the packet or it has to drop the packet?
Source and destination IP address.
Source and destination IP address, right?
source and destination
Sorry, source and
MAC address, physical address.
But also it only works on the IP address, not the MAC address. So the switch has to be.
okay, okay. Who said source and destination MAC?
Yeah, I'm Abhishek.
Abhishek, okay. Why do you think that? Can you prove me?
Just check the physical details, the source and destination.
Okay, fine. So what it will check in source and destination MAC? See, I'm not.
It is not related to this.
I'm sorry. Can you please come again?
No. Actually, source and destination MAC is not here. Sorry.
Source
No.
and destination MAC is checked on L2 devices.
L2 level, so switch levels.
No, but hi, Abhishek here.
Yeah.
And even if it is a source and destination MAC, maybe that packet is coming from switch. So when switch forward a packet to a router, it will add its interface MAC address. Once the packet is reaching the router, that interface on which the packet is landing, it will check the ARP entry in the router, whether that particular source or destination MAC address is for it, or it need to broadcast to other network. If it is a DSCP card.
Okay, just give me a moment, Gaur, Abhishek Gaur. You are saying that when a router will receive a packet, it will check the source and destination MAC, right?
Yes.
To do what?
To look into the ARP table, whether that particular MAC address is there in the ARP table. Suppose if in a chat,
I think the router should have the ARP page. The only should have the ARP table.
hello.
Mahmoud Vora, your audio is really low, brother. Okay, so I'm not able to get what you are saying. So please allow Gaur to complete. Okay, I want to know the thought process. Yes, so Gaur, you are saying that it will check source MAC and destination MAC to do what?
To check in the ARP table whether, suppose if it router will do broadcast, it will not broadcast. It will allow the network of one network to communicate with another network.
Okay.
So suppose I'm communicating from a network 192.168.10.0 network, and the packet is going to some 172, 178 other network. Class C is trying to communicate with a class B network.
Okay.
So what happened when a packet is coming from a switch? If switch see that the PC is trying to communicate within the LAN, it will check the ARP table and pass the traffic within the LAN network. But if it is, there is a default gateway and the packet is for different network, it will what the switch will do, it will add its interface MAC address and a default MAC address, which is the destination MAC address, to send it to the router. Non-router will check in the ARP table, check in its routing table, whether that entry is there. And suppose it is going to another network, what router will do? Suppose the packet is coming on interface FA0/1. So what the router will do, before broadcasting to another network, it will add the MAC address of its interface FA0/1 and communicate to the other network.
Got it. So you are correct. Okay. But there is one small error there. Okay.
Okay, I got it.
So I would say 90% correct. Okay, 10% wrong. Okay. See, where you guys are missing is, focus upon, see, one thing I will tell you. Okay, someone just mentioned here that no, it cannot be MAC because MAC is something which layer 2 will check, right? Someone mentioned that. Okay. Just think, okay, it's all about the basics. If you have a PC, right, you have a switch, you have a router, this router is connected to some ISP. Okay, now forget about ISP. Let me make it a very simple. Okay, it's another PC, so it's a PC1 and PC2. Now this PC1 IP is 192.1, this PC IP is 192.2. Okay, network. Okay, I'm just taking network. Okay, do not think 1.1.1. Okay, or if you want to take 1.1.1, take it 2.2.2. Okay, different network. Now, what will be the IP of this?
192.168.1.2.
168.2.2 or sorry, 192.168.1.1, right?
Yeah.
No.
I can have this on the router, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's wrong. The gateway cannot be on a different network.
No.
The gateway cannot be on a different network. How can you say that I can have 192.168.1.1? No, it should be in the same network.
Yes.
Okay? This router interface IP will be having 192.1.1.2. Will have 192.2.2. Let's say I will as 3. Okay, for an example. Now, when you try to ping, now see, I'm just moving aside from the Fortinet topic, okay, just for 5 minutes because I wanted to have this clear. Okay, this should be very, very clear. Okay, basics flow. Now see, let's say your PC MAC address. Okay, the MAC address of your PC here is MAC PC1. Okay, the MAC address of PC2 is MAC PC2. Let's say router interface, okay, this MAC address for this one is, let's take it as MAC R1 and this one is
MAC R2.
R2. I'm just taking an example, okay? Now, for example, we are trying to ping. So my source IP is 192.1. I'm just writing in the shortest form, okay? Just writing in the shortest form. 192.1. Destination will be 192.2. Clear?
Yes.
Source MAC will be
MAC.PC2.
PC1.
Sorry.
Okay. And destination MAC will be what?
Router 1.
Or default F.
R1.
MAC R1.
Now the question comes, how does it know? There it will perform, the PC performs the AND operations, EOP. What is that AND operation? It says, okay, what is the destination? 192.2. So it will say, hey, do I have an entry for 192.2 in my ARP table? If it has, it will put that MAC address here. If it do not has, there it will see, hey, this destination belongs to a different network. Hence, do I have the gateway? If yes, if it knows what is the gateway, now it will say, hey, on my PC, the gateway is defined as 192.2, right? This is the gateway that has been defined.
Yes.
That is when the PC generates what? Our query, right? And
yes.
Hey, do you know 192.2.2.2? Correct, yes or no?
Yes.
Now, it will send that ARP query to switch. ARP query is broadcast in nature. Switch will not stop it. Switch will broadcast it to from all its interfaces. Now that ARP query reaches to the router. Now when the router receives it, router will see that someone is asking for the MAC address of what?
192.1.1.2,
right? Right? for this
Yes.
IP. So router will say, hey, does this IP belongs to me? No. Router will say, I only have two IPs, 192.1.1.2 and 192.2.2.3. Yes. Then router will look what? Then router will say, okay, fine. I may not have this IP assigned to me, but maybe I know how to reach this. That's when it will do the routing lookup. It will see that do I have a route to reach this 192.2.2.2? Router will check its routing table, and if in its, and please focus on my statement, what I'm saying. If the router finds a route entry into its routing table for the 192.2.2.2, then only the router generates the ARP response or ARP reply. Clear? So why that is why this reply is also referred as proxy ARP, because this reply is not coming from the actual destination. This reply is actually coming from router. Router is saying, hey, use my MAC address. Do not worry. Send the packet to me. I will take it further. That's the attitude of router, that it is sending you the ARP reply. Okay. That's why we call it as proxy ARP, because it is responding on behalf of PC2. Clear? Clear?
Yes.
Now, when it responds the R reply, your PC learns the MAC address, and henceforth it will put the MAC address as, hey, the destination MAC is MAC R1. Clear? Clear?
Yes. Yes.
Now, my question was, how does a router, or for that matter, I mentioned any device, decides whether I have to process the packet or not? You guys were answering me ACL, routing list, policies. These will come into picture when the router will start processing the packet. My question is whether the router should process the packet or not. How does the router know that? Okay, so forget about ACL, routing list and policies. Okay, before that, router will process, yes or no? How does it take a call? It takes the call based upon destination MAC. Router will, when this packet will be received on the router, this router will say, hey, what is the destination MAC? MAC R1. Does this address belongs to my device?
Yes.
That means on the interface where I am receiving this packet, does this MAC address belongs to or matches with the MAC address of the interface where I am receiving the packet? Yes, then I will process the packet. No, I will drop the packet itself. That kind of drop is called interface level drop. Clear?
Yes.
And this is why it is very, very important that your MAC address, whatever the packet that has been sent, and the MAC address, destination MAC, whatever it is mentioned here, it should be exactly the same of the next hop interface MAC address. Okay, it cannot be different. If it is different, that device will drop it. That's why we say OSI, label approach. Okay, whenever a packet is sent, it is encrypted from top to bottom. That is layer 7 to layer 1. But whenever a packet is received, it is decrypted from 1 to 7.
1 to
Okay?
10, bottom to
So
top.
it will read label 1 information, then label 2 information, and then so on. So when it reads the label 2 information, what it checks? It checks the MAC address, confirming that whether this belongs to my interface or not. Clear?
So there is the process, encapsulation, discapsulation is the same process.
Huh.
Yes.
Okay. So you got the point what I'm saying?
Yes.
So there is a logic. Okay. Do not go into this. This comes later, ACL, routing list, policy checkup, and whatsoever the method you may think of. That is when the device decides that, yes, I have to process this packet. Okay. It is always on the MAC address. That's why if there is no ARP resolution, the packet will be never be sent. Clear?
Clear. Yes.
That I slightly moved out of the topic, but I just wanted to, because I got the impression that people are confusing with the MAC. Okay. Fine. Let us come back. Okay. Where I was. Yeah, I was on secondary IP, right? Okay. So see,
Yes.
that is what I was saying. Okay. So see, because now you know this. Okay. So see, that's why this secondary IP has to be assigned on this interface. Okay. And like I mentioned, right, that a same person has two names, correct? So that if someone calls me Rohan, I will also respond. And if someone calls me Rajiv, I will also respond to that because I have two names. Okay. So similar to that, I am assigning two IPs. One is primary and one is secondary. So if any response is coming for this IP, this will respond. The firewall will respond. Maybe because if anyone wants to reach to me, he will first generate the ARP, right? He will say, hey, what is the MAC address of this IP, right?
Yes.
Right. So the firewall should be responding to the ARP request for this IP if anyone raises it. Okay. And for that communication, it is a must. So this is why the secondary IP is being assigned here itself. Now, secondary IP has a similar functionality. You do not think it's a different one. Okay. It's just a different IP assigned to the same interface. Nothing at all. Okay. Clear? Clear?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now the question comes, hey, when the firewall will send the packet out from the, let's say this is my WAN port. Okay. Now, if the firewall sends the packet out from the WAN port, how does a firewall know that it has to send the packet with the source 11.12.13.14 or 15.16 or 17.18, right? That is something which you will decide when you will configure the source NAT. Okay, when you will configure from the source NAT, that is when you will decide. Now, let me show you, does it respond or not? Okay, so here in port 1, I will configure IP 172.20.20.20. or 2020/24. I will just configure that. I will just show you the ping. Okay, I'll just show you the ping. I've saved the port, and now let us ping. Okay, I will ping to it. Ping 172.20.20.20. See, I'm getting a response. And to be precise, whether this response is from the firewall or not, okay, let me show you. Working in Mac now sometimes make tricky. See, my firewall is responding. This was my PC IP 1.10. 1.10.
Yes.
Okay. I'm pinging to 172.20.20.20 and see port 1 is responding. Okay. Clear? Equal request, equal reply. Okay. That is what I wanted to prove. Clear?
Yes.
So never confuse. Okay. If someone is saying he's using a term secondary IP or something, never confuse. It's simply a same person with the two names. Okay. Nothing changes. Configuration, no change. Deployment, no change. Troubleshooting, no change. It's for me, it's nothing but a interface IP. Okay, so keep your thoughts simple. Now, I will turn it off. I do not need it. Okay, fine. See here. Now, this is administrative access. Okay, now like I mentioned, this firewall is a device which has a tendency to drop anything for which it do not know what to do. Okay, now you have to tell this firewall that, hey, on this interface, port 1, who has this IP, if someone wants to ping to this IP or someone wants to take HTTP access of from or using this IP, or someone wants to take SSH access using this IP, you have to tell him that, hey, I am allowing HTTPS. I am allowing HTTP. Since you have turned this on, that's why you are getting a GUI access. Okay, that's why you are getting GUI access. That's why you are able to ping. Okay, now let me show you. See here. So if I want to ping 172.16.10.1, that's the IP of my port 1, right? It is pinging, correct? So let me turn it off. Okay, I will turn the ping. I'm saying, hey, on the port 1, if someone is trying to reach port 1, okay, with reference to an ICMP packet, do not respond. Okay, so I'm turning it off. Do not host the feature. Okay, services, turn it off. I'm pressing OK. Ping is turned off. Now see, let's try to ping now. Gone. See, the packet has been received. I will show you. Packet will be received, but it will not reply. Okay, see, you can see the packet is coming. Okay, incoming, right? Incoming. No,
Yes.
there's no reply. The firewall will not respond to it. And if I run the debug, it will show you dropped. Okay, it's like mask to the root and action dropped. That is what it will show you. Okay, now maybe someone says, hey, show me the debug now, right? I will not show you the debug now. Okay, step by step. So this is where you will move to the, it's like this is where you have to allow the specific services. Whatever you want to do, you can do it from here. Now, how you will do it with reference to CLI? Config system interface, edit port 1, set allow access. That's the command, set allow access, and there you will write HTTP, HTTPS, ping, and done. So you are enabling 3 services. Now please note, do not write in this way. Allow access HTTP, enter, allow access HTTPS, enter, ping. Okay, do not write in this way. What will happen here is each command is overwriting the previous one. So the ping has overwritten HTTPS. Okay, so now if I run this show, you will see here that only ping is allowed. There is no other protocols. Okay, this is why you have to run in this manner. Then if you run show, it will show that all the services are allowed. Clear?
Yes.
Now, this is LLDP, right? Everyone knows what is the LLDP? Link Layer Discovery Protocol. That this is a protocol that is used to discover the upstream or downstream device, right? That who is using. It's like what kind of devices after my firewall or before my firewall. Okay, so I think almost all the devices support this. Okay, Cisco switches, routers, whatsoever it is, it will support this, right? You may want to hide your identity because it's a firewall. You may, due to an audit requirement and all, it is a must that you should not disclose the identity of your firewall. Okay, if that's the case, just go with disable. That you do not want to, sorry, you can use disable for transmit, that you do not want to tell who you are, but you want to know your downstream and upstream that is connected on the port 1. Okay, so here you may enable the receive LLDP, that you want that you may be receiving the LLDP from the other device so that you can know who is the next hop to you. Okay, but you will not send the LLDP message to them. So you are not telling the other device who you are. So if you want to have such an setup, do it. It's just a single click. Okay, nothing else. Now, here you have a DHCP server configuration. I will come to that mode. You have security mode, and shipping policy is something which is different, right? So let me start with DHCP server. Now see here, as far as DHCP server configuration is considered, okay, you turn it on, okay, Now here you see DHCP state is enabled. As soon as you turn it on, it will keep the DHCP server turned on. Now address range is 10.2 to 10.254. You can define any of the addresses range that you want, but that address range should be falling with the in line with your primary IP address. Okay, that is your port 1 IP address. If your port 1 IP address is 10.1/24, so your address range should also fall into the same subnet. Now, if you assign a secondary IP, does that mean that you can also get a DHCP server IP pool of that secondary IP range? No, it will not take. Okay, it will only take the IP range of primary IP addresses. Clear? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, without wasting much time onto the DHCP configuration, I really want to focus upon the messages. Okay, I want to show you the debugs and all. This is a very small thing into the firewall. Okay, so let me tell you that DHCP configuration is done with reference to the per interface basis. So each interface, on each interface, you can configure DHCP. Okay, so it's not that DHCP is configured globally onto the device. No. Okay, for each interface, you can configure the DHCP. Now, you may have now if you want to configure DHCP, see how easy it is. Simply define the address range. Okay, the subnet mask, what is the gateway that you want to assign to your clients. Okay, because DHCP server do not only assign the IP address, but at the same time, you can also assign the gateway as well as the DNS servers. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? You
Yes.
can those IP and like gateways from the DHCP server. So that's the same thing. Okay, how you manage in the Windows, here also you are going to do in the same way. So default gateway you can give that, okay, same as interface IP. That means the port 1 IP. If you're configuring the DHCP on the port 1 IP, so you're saying same as interface IP. So this will act as a gateway for the clients who will be learning the IP from this DHCP server. What is the DNS here? So you can say that, okay, it will be same as they want to. So whatever the client PC is having the DNS configured, they can use the same thing, or you can specify. Okay, you can specify what is the DNS that you want to give to them. You can also do that. Okay, nothing to worry onto that part as well. Now here, this is the least time that what are the it's like how long will that allocation will last. Okay, there's something which you can also change. This is the default value. Okay, now this is with reference to DHCP server. So it's a quick click and press okay, so and it's done. So the DHCP will start assigning the IPs, okay, to all the interfaces who are connected to it. Now if you go in advanced, okay, there can be a condition.
Sorry, Rohan, I am interrupting you. DHCP server is enabled on port 1 only.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can enable it on port 1, you can enable it on port 2, port 3 on any interfaces.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so say you may also have a requirement where you want to act it as relay, right? So when you will choose as a relay, you have to simply give the DHCP server IP, because what is a relay? Can anyone tell me when you will use a DHCP relay?
When the DHCP pool is not in the same device and we need to go to another location.
Okay, yes, that's correct. So I'm just rephrasing what you just said. So whenever the DHCP server is not lying in the same subnet, okay, so when your DHCP server is deployed in a different subnet, that is where you will need a DHCP relay. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
So that is what. So if in case that is the condition where you want your firewall to act as a relay, you have to simply click on the relay and then write the DHCP server IP. Done. It's done. Okay. Just two things and it's press OK and it's done. See, firewall is very easy to configure. Okay, in FortiGate you do not have to be tricky onto that part. Okay, so it's configuration side, it's very easy. Just choose relay and write the DHCP server IP and you're good to go. Okay, now My main motive is here now. It's 10:28. Okay, fine. Okay, what are the DSCP messages?
It's work on a DORA process, which is discover, offer, request, acknowledgement.
Okay, and what are the other messages apart from that DORA?
Let me recall it. Just give me a minute. It's
DSCP NAC, DSCP decline, right? Just do a quick Google search, you will get it. Okay, fine. So see, in terms of, let me go into that server. Okay, these are fine for me. What I will do is, I'm going to start the Fortinet 2. Okay, and I will make sure that the Fortinet 2 is learning the IP automatically. Okay, so let me do that. In meanwhile, I will just try to, while it's starting now, I will try to modify the logout time. Just give a moment. At the end of the class, I will ask you one question with reference to DSCP. Okay. Stop it. Okay, so I'm enabling the SAP server on the port 3. Okay, the port 3 IP is 30.30.30.1. Okay, so I want to assign on like Fortinet 2, the port 3 should be learning the IP automatically from the Fortinet 1. Okay, so that is what I want to do. So let me save the configuration here. Now on Fortinet 2, let me log in. Okay. Fine. So config system interface, edit port 3, show. Now see the port, and then if I do this, okay, so the mode 2, that is a static. Okay, the that is the static mode. Now see one more thing, the command which I used. Now I told you that if you want to see the configuration, what you will run, show, right?
Show.
There is, so show will show you the configuration that has been done. Okay, but if you want to, now there is one more thing, get. If you run the get command, now it will show you all the things that has been set onto the firewall. I'm sorry, on that specific interface. So see the difference. It is showing you the configuration command, that's show, but here it is only showing you the value. Okay, that mode is static and all. Okay, clear? Clear?
Yes.
Now
Yes.
that get, now what happens is get will give you almost like a long list of an output, whatever that has been set by default or by your configuration to all the parameters. Now if you want to look for any specific thing, what you will do is get pipe. Okay, this is the pipe symbol.
Yes.
Then grep command. It's a Linux. Okay, so the entire firewall is built up on a Linux. Okay,
Linux.
so it's the Linux command. So grep, and then whatever you want to search. Like I wanted to see the static. So I pressed enter. Okay, so get pipe grep static. Static. Now see here it is showing me mode is a static, right? What I wanted to see, I am seeing to it. I do not want to see all this long list of an answer. Clear?
Yes.
So here the mode is static. Okay, so now you can see here that there is no IP assigned to it. Okay, I will show you get system interface. Now see here the port 3 has no IPs. Okay, port 3 has no IP assigned to it. Okay, now let me go in config system interface, edit port 3. Okay. Now, before I enable that, now let me enable the debug here so that I can show you the messages. Okay. So diagnose, debug, reset. Now do not ask me all these commands right now. I will take a separate class for the debugs and all. Okay.
Okay.
Diagnose, debug, application, DSCP S. Now say if you want to see the server messages, DSCP S server. Okay. If you want to see for client, DSCP C. If you want to see for relay, okay,
DSCP-R.
relay. Okay. So that is how you will write. Clear? So here let us do that DSCP S. Sorry, DSCP S -1. Okay. And then diagnose, debug, enable. Now set mode. DSCP, right? On the Fortinet 2. Next, and now see the messages if it is coming to that. We'll see to it. See here. Logs, okay? Now DSCP ACK, right? DURA. Completed. Okay. So it is saying I have assigned this IP to
Port
this
3.
MAC address. This MAC address via port 3. Now if you see here, now if I run get system interface, now see port 3 has learned the IP.
Yes.
Right? Now, one more thing. See here. Diagnose device. Just a moment. Diagnose hardware. Device info, NIC port 3. See here, the MAC address of the port 3 is 50.0F00.02.0002, right? This is the same MAC address here.
Yes.
Right? See here, DORA messages. Okay. See, discover, DSCP discover, it is saying DSCP discover from this MAC address, right? Via port 3. So firewall 1 is saying that, hey, I have received a DSCP discover message from a MAC address on port 3.
Clear?
Now this MAC address is nothing but Fortinet to port 3 IP. Sorry,
Port
port
3
3 MAC address.
Port 3 MAC
Okay.
address.
So it is sending a discover message. Okay, so then it started checking, it's like the firewall started checking its range. Okay, it says, okay, yeah, I got a new IP lease. Okay, so it is like finding to it. It is saying, okay, I will give this IP to this MAC address who is requesting for that, right? He is now aware that the person who is requesting for the IP is Fortinet 2. Okay, the host.
2.
Okay, now see here, the Fortinet one is sending what? DSCP offer. It is saying
Offer.
I'm sending the offer on this. So this is my offer to this MAC address, correct? So it is sending that DSCP offer from where? From port 3. So it is saying, Fortinet one is saying that, hey, I'm sending a DSCP offer message via the port 3. That offer is for 30.3.2. Okay, and that offer is for Fortinet 2 port 3 MAC address, right? Correct.
Yes.
Correct. Okay, so it sent the DSCP offer. Okay, then I'm getting a DSCP request. That DSCP request is for this IP. From where? From this MAC address. So he is asking that he's requesting that, hey, okay, I am okay with your offer. Please give me that IP, right?
Yes.
Now, once the DSCP request is received, then the Fortinet one is sending the final message that is called DSCP ACK. That, okay, fine, I'm giving you this IP to this MAC address, correct?
Yes.
And this is where I can show you here. And the dashboard network, you can see there in DSCP, if I expand that, the firewall will tell you that he has assigned this IP to a device called Fortinet 2 on the interface port 3. There.
Yes.
Fine. Now, this is one thing. Now coming to the captive portal, okay. Remember life of packet? Remember life of packet when I said that when a packet is received on a firewall, it checks what? First integrity check, then authentication. That is nothing but in captive portal authentication. That is what I said. Remember? Remember?
Yeah.
Now the question is, I am going to deploy the same thing, okay? So I want that this PC should be able to reach to the internet if and only if he authenticate himself. Now, if I want to do that, tell me one thing. Do I have to configure the captive portal? Of course, I will be doing captive portal. Do I have to configure the captive portal on port 1 or on port 2? And give me that answer with a reason, okay? I don't want guesses. It can be right, it can be wrong, that doesn't matter, but please speak whatever you have your thought, okay? I will like try to rectify it. So again, I'm repeating my question, okay? This PC, if he wants to reach to the internet, okay? Now, I want that this PC should only be allowed to the internet if and only if he authenticate himself. Now, in order to do that, I have to enable or I have to deploy captive portal configuration. Okay, that's the answer for it. But the next question is where I should configure the captive portal. Should I configure it on incoming interface or on outgoing interface? Port 2. That is
should be on outgoing interface.
Port 2?
Yep.
Okay, tell me the reason, please.
Because if you block here on port 1, this PC can't be logged into this firewall because it just blocked the computer here, the IP address. Actually, we are trying to block the computer to going onto the internet, not actually the firewall. So it might be we have to configure the port which is near to the which is giving to access on the internet.
Okay. Okay. So okay, fine. Okay. So got your logic. So everyone agrees with that point. It should be configured on port 2. The pin drop silence, I will take that as yes. Okay, fine. So I am assuming everyone is happy with that. Okay, fine. So that is wrong, actually. Now, why? Why? Now, see what you are saying is, you said that it should be configured on the port 2 because of a so and so reason. Okay, agreed. But what is your firewall behavior? When it receives a packet on the incoming interface, it first do integrity check, then captive portal, correct? Then DNAT, then routing lookup and RPF check, then policy lookup, then UTM or NGFW action whatsoever that it is, then it decides that, okay, I have to forward the packet, right? That is where it will do source NAT. If you have done a traffic shipping, it will do that. And then it decides that, hey, I have to send the packet out via a certain interface. Clear?
Yes.
Now just see. This is the life of packet, okay? Now see here, if you say that, hey, instead of I have port 1 and port 2. So you are saying that, hey, I am going to deploy the captive portal on port 2. Now, if you are going to do that, or for that matter, if the FortiGate would have designed it in such a way that you have to do the captive portal configuration of port 2, my next question would be, hey, what is the point of asking the authentication at this point? Let's say, for example, I'm asking the authentication at this point, at the port 2, and he fails authenticate. It's like he has no username password, or maybe he is entering wrong one. Okay, so whatever the reason is, the authentication is failed. Now, anyhow, I had to drop the packet now, right? So why did you wasted my CPU resource? Why did you ask me to do all this effort? Isn't not a valid question that you are not utilizing your CPU? It's like, this is not a very good deployment done. Man, your hardware functioning is having some issues. You could have improved your hardware performance, right? So that's why captive portal is done at the starting itself. If you authenticate successfully, then it makes sense that, okay, I will take the efforts to do the NATing, routing lookup policies, UTMs, and whatsoever that I have to do, and then I will send the packet out. But if you're not authenticating in the first place, there is no need to do all those efforts, right? Why I will waste my CPU resource onto such a packet? I will drop it, right?
Yep.
So that's why captive portal will be configured always on the incoming interface. Now the question is, what is incoming interface? That's why, again, the thumb rule that I mentioned. Whenever you are going to do the configuration, always ask yourself, what is the direction of first packet? First packet. Okay, it's all about first packet. What is the direction of first packet? Am I going to receive the first packet on port 1? If yes, I will configure the captive portal on the port 1 because it is going to be an incoming interface. Clear?
Yep.
There should be no doubt, okay? Or whenever you do a configuration, always see, you know this, okay? You know this, life of packet. Do not forget that LOP, okay? Very, very important. You know this. Only one thing that you need to know from your customer or from your client is direction of first packet. Okay, once you know that, it's very easy to configure. You will not have second thought that do I have to do it on port 1 or port 2. Okay, now coming back. So here, as per this lab diagram, my direction of first packet is from this PC, right? He will be trying to reach to the outside. So my first packet will be flowing from PC to the router, Cisco router to the firewall. And port 1 will receive it and it has to send the port 2. That's why, as per my design, I will enable the captive portal on port 1. Now, let's go into the port 1. I'm in the port 1. Now, here. Now, see here. Security mode. Now, you enable this. You see, there is a captive portal. Okay. There's only one option in security mode, that is captive portal. Okay, you have to turn it on. Now here, authentication portal. Now I'm just trying to explain you what are these options. Okay, so see, authentication portal. So it is saying local or external. See, authentication portal is nothing but the page that will be sent, almost like that will be seen by the user, where he has to enter the username and password. Okay, so if he tries to access a website, so he will be asked for a username and password. Okay, so what will be that page where the username and password will be asked? If you have your own internal IIS web server, you may give that server address here. Okay, if you companies may have that, right? They will try to show you their own company web portal page where you have to enter user and password. If you want to give that, mention the domain name here. Okay, now how to build up that IIS and web, that is beyond our scope. Okay, that is something which will be managed by the web server team. We are not part of that. Okay, we are network securities, so I'm focusing on here. This is something which will be given by your IT team. Okay, they will give you. Now if they do not have, nothing to worry, you use local, FortiGate will send its own page. Okay, so nothing to worry. So we are going to use that. Now this is user access. That means who will be allowed. You have to authenticate, right? So the firewall should know that, hey, what is the username and password that I have to match to, right? So that is what you're saying. So if you use restricted to group, now here if I say that, hey, now see, I'm going to create a user group. Okay, create wait, I'm just creating a random user group. Okay, so let's say I will create a user group called my user. Okay, I will create that. Okay, and I will say type is firewall, the local thing. Okay, members, I will create, now I'm going to create a user. Local user. Okay, now see, there are multiple types of users. Okay, but we are going to have a local user because here we do not have a radius and TACX and all. Okay, so you can create any of that, because if someone is wondering, hey, do I have to create all the users manually? No. If you have an LDAP or radius, you can simply call that. Okay, so nothing to worry on to that part. So let me just show you with reference to local user. Username, let's me create one user called this. Okay, I don't need two-factor authentication. Yeah, fine, submit. I have a user now. Rohan, I will add this as member of my user. Press OK. It's done. Now here I will say my user, right? User group, my user. So I'm adding that my user. So the person or the users who are part of this my user, they are the ones who will be only allowed through my firewall. Okay, I'm again saying through my firewall. Okay, not to my firewall. I'm saying through my firewall. Okay, pass through. Okay, now so that's user group. Okay, now you may say, okay, here you see one more option, allow all. Now if I choose allow all, that means all the users will be. Yeah, please be on mute if there is no question. Okay, thank you. Okay, so see here, user access, allow all, right? Now, when I say allow all, that means anyone can, it's like anyone will be allowed. Now the question is, hey, what's the point of having a captive portal authentication when you're going to allow everyone, right? What's the point? Now see here, allow all will actually give you a prompt. It's like accepting users terms and condition. Okay, that I agree with terms and condition. You will get such a prompt. Okay, you can also get the authentication based upon the policy. So in policy also you may call the users. Okay, so this will sync up with the policy, and as per the policy, whatever the users you might have defined, it will try to match the username and password with the existing users that you have mentioned into the firewall policy. So that is something which it can also take. If you do not have done that as well, you have simply selected allow all, then they will only get a page where they have to accept the term and condition. That's it. They will accept it and they will be going through. Okay, so they will just get a page where it will be mentioned that, hey, you agree with such term and condition, and then it is done. So I will show you both the things. Okay, so that is these are the two options. Now let me be with the restricted to groups. That is the lab that we are going to do right now. Here it is exempt source. Now exempt source means there can be a certain web pages, okay, where you want that even if the people are not authenticating, they should be able to access, okay, a certain destination, or a certain user should not be prompted for the authentication. Like let's say, for example, your director, okay. So if someone is your CEO or like someone who is a very high level, okay, so they may not be happy with getting all those prompts to like enter user and password to get an reachability to the internet. Okay, they may not be wanting that. So you have to exempt them, right? So whatever the sources that you add here, okay, any IP, any domain, any subnet that you may add, those people, those systems will not be getting the authentication page. They will be bypassed. Okay, that is exempt. Similar to that, you may also exempt a certain destination, right? Maybe a certain web page like your HR portal. Okay, so you want that no matter even if someone has a password or not, he may have forgotten it, but they should be able to access certain intranet applications, right? Maybe your HR portal, or maybe leave or attendance portals, or maybe few of the important websites. Okay, so you may exempt such a destination as well. So if you do that, you will never be getting a prompt to enter the username and password in the first place. Okay, so that's the exemption. Now this is saying redirect after captive portal. Redirect after captive portal means it is saying that, hey, if a user is authenticating successfully, then what he should see, okay, whether he should go to his original request, that what he was trying to access, or you want to send him to some specific URL. So let me now show you the lab that will make much more sense. Okay, so for an example, I will use original request for now. I have chosen the user group, my user, where the Rohan is part of that. Okay, so I will enter the username and password as Rohan. Okay, and my authentication portal is going to be local. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do. So I'm enabling it on port 1. Okay, I'm doing it now. Let me try. Okay, so for an example, I will try to access okay, I will try to access YouTube. Okay, youtube.com. Or to make it simple, I will try to access yeah, first let us take youtube.com. Okay, I'll try to access that. It is trying to load the page. Have I got the policy? Hey, I do not have a policy then. And here it is going to be dropped. Okay, so let me create a policy then. Do it quickly. Okay, see, I tried to access what? Fortigate.com, right? Right. So when I tried to access fortigate.com, what I saw? I am getting an authentication required page. Now focus on the URL, please. See, this is the IP of your firewall, yes or no? And this is the port 1000. So the FortiGate firewall hosts captive portal on which port? 1000. Okay, that's the port that your firewall uses in order to give the it's like to host the captive feature. Okay, so here your fortigate.com was redirected to the authentication page, and that is what you are getting. Now here I'm going to enter the username. Okay, now before I, okay, so now I'm entering. Okay, now see, as soon as my authentication was successful, it sent me to original request. I initially accessed fortinet.com. I authenticated successfully. Hence, I got the fortinet.com. Why? Because as per your configuration of the captive portal, you mentioned there na, that redirect after captive portal. What was that? Original request. Correct?
Yes.
So that is why I got into fortinet.com. Now, for an example, see here, that's what is the original request, right? Redirect after captive portal. Now let's say I want that, hey, you should be going to google.com. Okay, I want that. So I'm doing it, google.com. Okay, I'm just saving that thing. Now see here, henceforth, whatever I try to access, okay, google.com, I will try to access. I will get everything, okay, whatever you want to search, you like get it. Okay, you just search it. My internet will work. It will now not ask me for the password. It's only one time. How? See, the firewall has maintained an entry. Under that dashboard, go into user and devices. Okay, and here you will see firewall users. See here, now it knows that, hey, this IP belongs to this user, right? And he has logged in since 1 minute 38 seconds, and this is the amount of traffic that he has used. Clear? Clear?
Yes. Yes.
That's why when I am again trying to access any internet-based traffic, the firewall is not asking for the username and password because he has an entry of me. Now, let me de-authenticate it. I'm trying to remove my entry from here. Okay. Since I have modified that configuration to redirect me to google.com. Okay. So I wanted to show you that. So let me clear these sessions as well. Fine. So see here. Again, now I'm going to access fortinet.com. Come on, man. Don't do this. Come on. Okay, so I'm getting the authentication page again, right? Now here I will enter the user and password, and now have focus here. As soon as I successfully authenticate, what I got? Google page, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that is called redirection. Okay, so you can send all the users to a specific page that you want to, or you can choose original request. That is whatever they entered for the first time, they will get the same page. Clear with that? Clear with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, let us come to our debug part. Okay. Now see here, debug part. Diagnose, debug, reset. Let me clear that. Now see, the process which handles the authentication, okay, user's authentication, maybe with local, maybe with LDAP, radius, TACACS, whatsoever. If anything that is related with authentication, the process of the firewall which handles that is FNBAMD. Okay, this is the process that handles the authentication. So if you want to see the debug that, hey, what happened to my authentication, you will run diagnose debug application FNBAMD-1. Okay, now this will now show you if your authentication is success or fail. Now for an example, let us do it quickly. Now if I go in the incognito mode and let me access like bbc.com. So see, I'm getting the firewall authentication prompt. Okay. Am I getting any message here? Nothing at all. Okay. Diagnose, debug, enable. So I'm not getting any messages here. Username. I'm entering the password now. Something wrong. Okay, I'm entering. And when I press continue, see here, what I got, local auth is done with user Rohan, returned 1, failure. Returned 1 means failure. This is authentication, okay? Now, this time I will enter right password and username.
Actually, that only work in incognito mode. Okay.
No. It's not like that. Okay. See here. When it is successful, what you are getting? 0. Okay. So this is the debug that will show you that, hey, what is going in there? Okay. So if it's a success or not. Okay. A simple thing. Okay. Now, with reference to why I'm going with an incognito mode is because if I go with this now, this browser will hold a cache. Okay. So I'm not clearing the cache. I'm simply going into an incognito. Okay. To initiate a new session. Clear?
Yes. Clear.
Do not think that this will not work with normal browsers and all. Okay, it will work with any browser.
So
okay?
if I clear cache then?
Cache then again, see, after all, it's the firewall who will maintain a list. Okay. So if a firewall has a list, it's fine. If it do not has a list, no matter whether whatever browser you are working on, when the traffic will be sent for the first time, it is going to ask for the user and password. Okay. Clear?
Clear.
Yes.
Okay. Now there is one small thing in the interfaces. Here in user and devices as well, under the dashboard, you saw device inventory, right? If I expand that, see it is saying, hey, nothing. I don't know anyone, right? Device inventory. What do you mean by inventory? Inventory means somewhere where the collection of information is there. It's like there is an inventory. You are putting something, right? So here, this is the page that will show you what all the devices that are actually accessing this. It's like not accessing, but actually sending the traffic to or through the firewall. Okay. So here it is saying, I do not know. Why it is saying that? Because you have not enabled device. Okay. So when you go into the port 1, okay, here, if you enable the device inventory feature, okay, see here, device detection, enable this. When you enable device detection, yes, please.
I have a question. The CAPT portal is only but for web traffic, right? HTTP and HTTPS.
Huh.
Okay. If we want to exclude some subnet, is it possible?
Sorry, in?
We want to exclude some subnet for from CAPT portal.
You can do from the exam source or exam destination.
Okay.
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 Fine. See here, device detection. Okay. When you enable this, I'm turning off this now. Okay. When you enable this device detection, now see here what happens. I will go in dashboard, user and devices, device inventory. See, it started showing me one device. That there is one device, right, whose MAC address is this, the addresses and software. It is saying other identified devices, right? Actually, if you have a licensed one now, it will show you that it is Windows, build Mac OS, or like Lenovo or whatever the company that your laptop is or Windows machine is. Okay, so it will show you the vendor name, the operating OS. It will show you all the things. Okay, MAC addresses and all. So it maintains who is actually going through your firewall. Okay, it
There is
can
showing only inventory, so there is not showing how much bandwidth is utilization and
is a
what
different. You
if
want to see bandwidth and all, go in FortiView sources.
okay. So and what activities that particular user is
Yes, everything. See it.
which URL is access and all.
Whatever he is using, whatever he is doing. Okay, see destinations. So this source is trying to access all these things. Okay, how many sessions are there, how many bytes he has sent to a specific destinations, everything. Who is that person? This one. Clear? Good?
Yes.
Okay, so that is FortiView. Okay, I have not yet come to the logging part. That's why I have not touched this. But yes, since you asked it, so I have showed you. I was on this. Device inventory is simply for devices list. Okay, the details of the devices. Who are that? What device they are using? Okay, clear. Vendors, softwares. What is the status of that? On which interface that those devices are sending the traffic? That is what it is. Clear? If you need for your audit requirement, enable the device detection feature onto the interfaces. If you do not need, turn it off. Not an issue. That
In
is
our
what.
local office firewall, there is not showing that particular host details, IP
Which
address and which
I'm not getting. Are you
our
saying
our office, our local office now there is not showing that 40 view sources details.
what is the firmware man you are using? 6.2.
7.2.2.
7.2.2.
Yeah.
You will be seeing that under the dashboard. And if you are not, click on the plus sign. Okay.
Okay. No. 40 view sources is there, but in the 40 view sources, now that's we have required that's IP address, host IP address, and which activity is doing he is doing, and that's
Double click onto it now.
okay.
I have to double click.
Okay.
Whatever the IP that you want to see what he's using, what he's doing, double click onto it. Then only it will show you all the things. Now that, okay, this is using these destinations, which policy it is matching to, what are the stations that has been currently active onto that. Okay, so all
Okay.
these options are there.
I will
Okay,
check. I will check. Okay, fine.
check it. You will like get it for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so that okay, so see here. So that is all about the interface configurations. Okay, now coming to the types of the interfaces. Okay, now see here, you can create several other interfaces. Okay, so there are interface zones and virtual wire pairs and all. Okay, so let us start with the interface. Just a small things. So see, these many interfaces are supported. You can create these types of interfaces like aggregate interface, loopback interface, redundant interface, software switch, okay, tunnel, VLAN interface, and of course SSID, that is your access points and all. Okay, so we are not going to see the Wi-Fi access ID and all, that is for the wireless people. So this is not in part of an S4 and 7. Okay, so exclude that, but yes, to know your firewall supports all these types of interfaces. You can do that. Okay. SSID option is subjected to model. This is a VM platform That's why you are seeing SSID. You may see several other hardware models where SSID may not be supported. Okay, so that depends upon your model to model. Okay, now coming back. So aggregate interface. If you have to create, simply choose what you want. Done. Aggregate interface, now you choose whatever interfaces you want to form an aggregation with. Let's say port 1, port 2, port 3, port 4, whatever the interfaces you may want to have. So you can use that. Clear? Now why you are not getting port 1, port 2, port 3 here as an aggregate? Because you have done the configuration on port 1, port 2 and port 3. That's why you're not getting the option to add those interfaces in the aggregate interfaces. If you want to add any interface as part of an aggregate interface, you have to remove the configuration on that specific interface. Then only that interface will be available in order to form an aggregation. Now, can anyone tell me what is the difference between aggregate interface and redundant interface? And where you will use what? Any idea?
Redundance means one port goes down, so second one is up.
Okay, so just as a backup, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fine, got it. Aggregate.
It's like a bundle of the ports, like 3 ports combined is a one bundle for the bandwidth.
Correct. So yes, correct. So in short, if I have to increase the bandwidth, okay, I will go with aggregate. Redundant will never increase your bandwidth. Okay, redundant is simply there to ensure your continuity. Clear? Aggregation do not ensure continuity. In a way it does, okay, but in a true sense it does not, right? So continuity means you have a backup of a interface, like you have 2 ISP link. So if one ISP link goes down, the traffic can be sent using this other ISP link. That is called redundancy. Okay, master to slave, or like primary, secondary. This is my primary link. If that fails, the secondary will take over. In the same fashion, redundant interface is there. If you say that port 1 and port 2 are redundant interfaces, that means you are saying that if something happens on the port 1, the port 2 will take the traffic. That is what you meant. Okay, so that is redundant. That ensures continuity. Whereas aggregation is an interface which will give you maximized bandwidth. Now, what is the deployment scenario where you may come across an aggregation deployment? Now, let's just say you have a device, okay, where you had 1 gig links onto the interfaces. So when you bought that device, you were a startup company, okay, you're with a day and time and with all your efforts, your company started growing, okay. Now your requirement for the bandwidth increased, okay. So you bought the ISP link, okay, so you improved your internets and all, but what about the internals? Will you throw your devices? Maybe, yes, at a point. If that is also not meant, you may, but you will try to make a workout with the existing infrastructure, right? So earlier, 1 gig link, that is your port 1 was 1 gig and kind of a thing, you were happy with that, okay? But now your requirement has increased for 2 gig. So now you are looking for a device which supports 2 gig or at least 10 gig link. You do not have that. What you will do? You will form an aggregation. Okay. So here in short, you will do in this way. The deployment will look like this. You will have a switch. Let me delete this. You will have a switch. Okay. Ideally, this is kind of a thing that you will do. Okay. And here you will have a FortiGate firewall. Okay. Now these links are 1 gig link. Okay. So what you will do is you will build an aggregation between these ports. Now, when you will build an aggregation, since these links are 1 gig each, this is 1 gig link, this is 1 gig link. Hence, virtually when you form an aggregate link, okay, so this link will act as if it's a 2 gig link. Clear? That's why we say that the aggregation increases or maximizes our bandwidth. Okay. Can anyone tell me what is the protocol that an aggregate link uses? Link aggregation uses which protocol? LADP? Am I correct or wrong?
Yeah, you are correct.
Okay. So this is the protocol, okay, that will help you to achieve the aggregation of the interfaces. Now please note, it's not LADP, it is LDAP side, I believe. No, it is a LADP only, right? Hey, what it is? Everyone is going to drop silence.
It's LACP.
Yeah, correct. Link aggregation control protocol.
Control protocol, yes.
Yes. Okay, so LACP is the protocol that will be used in order to form the aggregation. So the catch here is that LACP should be configured at both the sides.
Both ends.
Okay, so if both ends are configured with an LACP, then only the LACP will work, else it will not work. Now, here, similar to that, aggregation, you want to create a loopback interface, choose that, and whatever you want to create, you can create. See, the options are not changing, okay? You are simply getting the same things, okay? It is not a difficult task. You want to create a redundant, simply add whatever the interfaces you want to have as a redundant, okay? Rest all is same, no configuration changes, okay? You want to go with the software switch, okay? Now this is a very, very good feature, okay, in the FortiGate firewall. There are few of the FortiGate firewall models which comes with inbuilt hardware switch. Okay, so you can think as a switch plus firewall. Okay, so you have a switch inbuilt into the firewall, just in that way. Okay, now software switch, I say that now you will add interface members. Okay, so whatever the interfaces that will be part of an switch. Okay, now hey, do I have to worry for some extra configurations? No, no extra configurations. Do I have to worry for troubleshooting approach? Does it changes the way of behavior of the firewall, how it processes the packet, or how I have to do the configuration? No. The answer is simple, no. Okay. For me, it's all nothing but an interface. Clear? When I say software switch, you can just think as if it's a switch where, let's for example, I've said port 1 and port 2 are part of software switch. That means how a switch will behave if it has two ports. It will receive a packet, check the layer 2 information based upon a MAC entity table. It will send it out by the port 2, right or not? If there is no MAC address entry which says for the port 2, it will drop it. Correct? Correct?
Yes.
Same manner. Do not deviate your basics. Have a strong hold on to it. Okay. These are just the terms which will scare you. Do not think otherwise. Have a firm belief on your basics. This is how it will behave. No configuration change, no troubleshooting approach will be different. It's all same. Okay. Clear?
Yes.
Now, and rest all you can see the configuration as in this concerned, it's the same thing. Okay. You assign the IP addresses, you like allow the services, you do all those things. It's all same. Okay. Nothing will change. Like I mentioned. Okay. These are the types of interfaces that you can create. Okay. So like if you want to create a VLAN interface, choose the interface onto where you want to create a VLAN. Okay. And then you will simply have a VLAN ID that, okay, this will belong to a VLAN ID 100. Okay, so you can mention that. Okay, so on the port 1, you can have a VLAN 100. That's fine. Okay, so you're creating a sub interfaces. You can do it. Okay, so whatever the type of interfaces you want to create, you can create it. Rest all configuration remain the same. So what thing you have not to focus upon is role. Again, I'm saying, do not focus on the role. The way the firewall is designed or the way the firewall behaves, it doesn't give a damn about what the interface role is. No special treatment. Okay, so do not worry on to that. But if you want to have for your own understanding, you want to choose that as a LAN, WAN or whatever interface, go with that. Not an issue. Now, zones. What are zones? If you go into the zone concept, okay, now again, I think while I was also learning the Cisco's in the initial days, there was a rule in ASA firewall, if I remember correctly, that the traffic from trust to untrust zone will flow directly and there is no need to configure a policy for that, if I remember like currently, right? So trust to untrust, that will go, but from untrust to trust, you have to create a policy, right? So here, you do not have any such preference. You create no matter which zone, that doesn't matter. The process will be same, no special treatment. Now, why zone? Because it is just in order to optimize your configuration. You may not want to create hundreds of policies using all those interfaces. Instead of that, you may say, hey, port 1, port 2, port 3 belongs to zone trust. Port 4, port 5, port 6 belong to zone untrust. Now you will simply create a policy saying source zone trust, destination or outgoing interface as untrust zone, right? Done. So a single policy will handle all the traffic from trust zone interfaces and untrust zone interface. That is what this zone is for. Clear? So if you want to simply group your interfaces that, hey, these interfaces will belong to so and so zone, and then you want to optimize your configuration based upon to that, you can go with that. If you do not wish that, no, I don't want that. Okay, so leave it. Do not go with the zones. Okay, so if I tell you the firewall policy, then it will start making sense why I'm saying firewall optimization. Okay, so it's like firewall policy optimization, because when you start creating a policies, you have to create a lot of combinations. Okay, so there, if you do not want to have a highest of increase of list, although I don't feel any difference to it, but someone may. Okay, so if you are that person, you can go with a zone setup. Okay, zone configuration. But again, will it change the firewall behavior? No. Will it change the life of packet? No. Will it change the way I will troubleshoot the issues? No. And will it change the way I will do the configuration for firewall policies, NATing, UTMs, or anything for that matter? Absolutely not. Okay, so the approach is going to be same. You can go with the zone or without the zone. Clear?
Yes.
Fine. So tomorrow I will continue with the firewall policy. Okay, we will see with reference to firewall policy, and then we will see the debug. Okay, debug and sessions. That is a very important thing to understand before we proceed further into actual firewall. Okay, so we will see the firewall policy and then debug and session. That is going to be our flow. Now, before leaving to that, if you guys allow me, can I ask one question related to a DSCP just for 10 minutes, a quick discussion if you are willing to?
Sure.
Okay, fine. So I'm not sure how many of you are willing to participate into this, but okay. So my question is simple. Okay, maybe most of you would know that DSCP messages are broadcast in nature or unicast in nature.
Sorry, please come again.
Yeah, I'm just rephrasing my question. Okay, there's a client and there's a server, right? Clear?
Yes.
So this server is nothing but DSCP. and this client is nothing but your PC. Okay, so I'm saying, can your messages, DHCP messages that is generated from the client, okay, what are the messages that will be generated from the client? Discover request.
Discover request.
Correct. I'm just focusing on DORA. Okay, I'm not going on NAC and decline. Okay, I'm just focusing on to that, because there is one more message. Decline can also be there. Okay. Okay, fine. Leave it. So I'm saying that these discover and request message will be broadcast or unicast.
I think the first DORA message is the broadcast.
Always.
Yeah, until the client is not getting the IP address. Once the client get the IP address, it will start unicast with the server. But the first packet should, like the first DORA packet, should be broadcast always.
Okay. Okay. So okay. So let me put it in this way. Do you think that the client will generate a unicast DHCP message that can be a request or anything?
No, I don't think so.
It will ever produce, because you just mentioned that it will, once it gets the like if it will not receive a response, then it will send a unicast. That is what you mentioned, right?
Yeah, might be. I'm not sure 100%.
Will client send DHCP message, okay, as unicast? That is what my first question is.
Yes, it will send the DHCP discover packet will be broadcast, because first the client will search for the DHCP server where it is in the network. Once the network is found, rest of the packets which is sent with the DHCP server, which is DHCP offer, request, and ACK and NAC, they all will be unicast with that particular client.
ACK is something which will be sent by the server, right?
Yeah, acknowledgement.
I'm asking about client.
Yeah. So offer and request will be unicast.
Offer is also something which is from the server.
Server.
Discover
from client.
Offer, request, and then ACK, right?
Acknowledgement. Yep.
My question is, will client send DHCP message, if any, as unicast?
Yes, it will. The request will be unicast, because it will go to a specific DHCP server asking for the IP once it is offered.
Okay, fine. So you're saying it can be a request. Okay, fine. Okay. Second question. Server response. Okay, the same question here. Okay. Will or when does server sends unicast response? Because I will say response, okay? Because after all, server is doing nothing but responding, right? It is responding to discover message. It is responding to request message, correct? So that's why I'm using the term response, okay? So when does DHCP server sends unicast response? So one part I have answered, that server will send a DHCP response, okay? Server can also send a broadcast response. So that's my third question actually. So, but yeah, second question, when does the server sends a unicast response?
When it is acknowledging the IP confirmation to the client.
Do you think that when it is acknowledging the IP, it will not send a broadcast? I can show you the packet capture. It will.
Okay, got it. I got it.
Thoughts? See, let me tell you one thing. Ideally, okay, generally, and normally means like ideally, generally, whatever you say, all the messages that is DORA will be broadcast. Okay, it will always be
broadcast.
discover, offer, request, act, broadcast. All the messages will always be broadcast. Now, as far as client is considered, client will always send broadcast. Client will never send a unicast. Okay, unless you have configured him to send a unicast message to a DSCP. But I am talking about a general conversation with client and server. Now, the question is, client may send broadcast, but there is a situation or a condition that will tell the server that the server will take a call that, hey, the response which I am going to send, that can be offer or ACK message, whatever the message that I'm sending, that will that be a broadcast or will that be unicast? That is the call that will be taken by the server. Okay. Now, how does the server take a call? So there is a flag, broadcast flag. Whenever the client sends a discover message or request message or any message for that matter, in the DSCP header, there is a flag. Okay, that is a broadcast flag. If that flag is turned on, the server will always send a broadcast.
Broadcast,
And
okay.
if that flag is turned off, it will send a unicast. Okay, I will show you that flag. Just give a moment. Just a moment, please. On or off, that is to that. Okay, maybe I have pulled reverse, but yes, no, that is true. Okay, see here, discover offer, right? Right. See your destinations, broadcast, right? See here, unicast is there, offer, correct? So if you go in here and if you see the flags, okay, of DSCP, see here, unicast flag, do you see?
Yes.
See, where you are saying in discover message, right?
Yes.
That's why when the server is responding the offer message, it is
Unicast.
unicast. See the MAC addresses as well as the destination IP. It is not 255.255.255 is not there, right? FFFF is also not there, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now see the request message, third message as well. Okay.
It's a
What third
unicast.
message is broadcast.
Broadcast, sorry.
Client is sending, right?
Yes.
FFF. Now see here, the flag here he has mentioned is unicast.
Unicast.
That's why server will, when the server will send an ACK, that ACK will be unicast.
Okay.
So it's all about client flag, okay, broadcast flag. Okay, so
But
if it is 0, that means it is turned off. That means unicast. If it is 1, that means broadcast flag is turned on. When it will be turned on, that means the server will also be sending you a broadcast reply. Clear?
Okay.
Fine.
So
Okay,
this is in context to that diagram where one client and one server, right? But what if there are more client and one server, and at the time they are sent?
That depends upon client to client.
Okay.
It's all about client messages, what the client is sending. If there are 10 clients, that means there are 10 discover messages. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, if each discover message is saying that, no, I need a unicast response, the server will send them a unicast. If they say, no, I need a broadcast response, the server will send a broadcast response.
Okay, it upon the flag on the client packet, which is decide that how the server will behave. Okay.
Yes, how the server will respond. That is on the client
flag.
Flag. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Clear?
Yeah. Clear. Thank you.
This is most confusing thing that someone asked, okay, that it is unicast or broadcast. You will see a lot of articles. Someone will say unicast, someone will say broadcast. Okay. They both are correct.
Yeah, most of the time in interview, this happens. we are tricked on this part only.
So actually, this is what you have to remember. Okay.
Okay.
Just tell them this, that it depends upon the discover and like request messages. What the DSCP header contains the flag into it.
Okay. Okay.
That will actually decide how the server will send me a response. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, man. Let us catch up then tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow we will continue further with the firewall policies.
Rohan sir, I just want to ask, was there no class on Friday, 23rd?
Hey man, Friday, I'm not sure what happened. Okay, but I was starting the sessions. Okay, but it was saying me that someone has started the session and they are not allowing me to enter.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the same happened to me. Like I was waiting for the class and it was showing like someone started the class, but
That
no one
person
was.
is me.
Okay. Congratulations.
Why did you do that?
Actually, there's not showing your joining options, and I think some Zoom meeting stuck.
Yep,
Hey man,
that's same
you
issue.
would not
Yes.
believe it. You would not believe it. I like drove like hell, man. I drove like 30 hours regularly because I had to give a class, right? So I started from Dhanushkodi to like Bangalore.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I parked my car. I like rushed to the place. When I started the laptop, I say, who is starting the meeting? Who is not allowing me?
Rohan, I think we should have a one group so where we can actually text
Yeah,
everybody.
is it good we have a WhatsApp group because like it was
Yes.
my first class on
Same,
Friday because
same. Actually,
yeah,
Ma-
I'm
You
new
can
here, so
if you talk to Pradeep or Gaurav, they can actually
or
do it
in
if you can
future,
let them know.
some we have to doubt, so we have uh, we have
You guys can form the WhatsApp group. Okay, not an issue. Okay, just share all your numbers onto the on any of your class, and like one of you just take a lead and like create a group to it. Okay, so you can like do it. Okay, or
Okay,
like I think you can also create a group and like share that group chat onto the link, right? So that
yes,
you can just click onto that link and like join to it, right? So you
yes,
start
so who is our leader?
any one of you can take a lead into it.
I will take.
Okay, I posted my number on it, so if you guys add me, you can everybody can just post your number, so someone will add it.
Yeah.
But don't close the meeting because otherwise you'll lose it. Rohan, I have a question regarding the class. So you said that the port, right? Like port 1, port 2, port 3, port 4. There was some time you said we can use the redundant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is your recommendation as a best practice? Should we have the redundant in a port?
I don't see if you have two ISPs, see having redundant ports, that means you are having an identical connections to both the interfaces, right?
Yes.
So one of that connection fails, that is what you're going to do with a failover, right? So so you can achieve the same thing with a simple routing by just playing with the AD and all, right? So I like don't think you would be needing it mostly, but yes, as a recommendation, if like you are managing a large network, okay, where you are not sure and you are not actually dealing with a routing part, rather it is with reference to the interface which is handling the traffic, as in like receiving it, you should go with a redundant interface in that case.
Oh, I see. Thank you. So redundant interface, there has to be two different ISPs, right?
See, the point is, see what I'm saying is, let's say if you're saying that, hey, I'm going to have a redundant interface, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you have two interfaces.
Yeah.
So redundant interface means this is primary and this is secondary.
Yes.
Or the other way around, but like let us assume that my port 1 is primary and my port 2 is secondary. Okay.
Right.
Now, if in case the port 1 fails, the port 2 should be handling the traffic. That is what you want, right?
That's actually one thing, but what I was saying is like each of the pair has the two different like two Fortinet firewall. One would be active, work as active, another would be work as a standby, right? But I'm just saying each of the active ones, should we also have the redundant? No.
Are you saying in terms of cluster active?
Yes.
So you're saying that you have two clusters, right?
Yes.
One big cluster, HA, right?
Exactly. HA, yeah.
And here you're saying that you should be having a redundant interface.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Okay, that was my confusion. Okay, because since primary failed, then secondary will take over anyway.
Yes, correct. So why you will have a pair of it?
Exactly. Okay, thank you.
That is needed only when you do not have a HA setup. Okay, so you have a stand-alone device. There you will have a redundant interface.
Redundant. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Ron, I have a question. One question. If we terminated two ISP
if you
on
have
a single, if we terminated two ISP on a single firewall,
okay, fine.
In that case, we can create redundant. If one ISP goes down, that will flow through second ISP.
No, don't do that, because your boss will kill you. Okay. Why he will kill you? Let me tell you why. See, the reason behind that is redundant interface says that I am going to create a single interface where two interfaces are part of it, where my port 1 will handle the traffic initially, okay, all the things. So you can think that if you create a redundant interface, now it will look like this, virtually, like this.
Okay.
Okay, so what will happen now? This will handle the traffic, this will not. So like you mentioned that you have two ISP, right?
Yes.
So my question is, why you are wasting your resource? If you have a 10 Mbps link here, and let's say 10 Mbps link here, why not you are using both the ISP to handle your traffic to have a better latency and throughput? Correct? After all, you are paying for that. Correct. So why you are keeping this idle?
Okay.
Right? So don't go into that approach. Okay.
Okay. So can we use as a round even like a load balancing? Can we use both?
Yes, of
if
course.
we want to use both the link.
ECMP, equal cost multipath, right? You will create two default routes, which will say, hey, via port 1 and via port 2, correct? Which will have the same AD value, let's say 10 and let's say 10, correct? So that means two best routes, correct? So the traffic will also be going via this or via this, correct? You can even have this.
If one port goes completely down, then traffic will flow only one port, right?
Yes, if like one port goes down, this will be removed and all the traffic will go via port 2 only. So in any way you are having a good redundancy and like backup at the same time.
So it will work only port basis, right? If link down goes down in between ISP and in that case it will not work.
Sorry, where the link is going down?
If link goes down in other end like ISP end.
Okay, so you are saying that if the link goes down and that link is not
port is up.
So it is in this way. Let's say this is a FortiGate firewall, and here you have a router, and here you have an ISP, right? And let's say this thing goes down.
Yes.
Right, then what? Yeah, of course. So once you do this configuration, if this is kind of setup you have, always configure link monitor.
Okay, for both are port.
Yes, say that, hey, ping 8.8.8.8 from port 1 and port 2. So that if you are getting a response of 8.8.8 from port 1 and port 2, then assume that these two interfaces are up, means like links are up. Okay. If I'm not getting a response from this IP, that means the link that is connected on port 1 is down, and hence bring down the interface. When the interface will go down, automatically the route will be removed.
Okay.
And hence whatever the interface which is still having a response, that will be still in effect. So you will never lose your traffic. Okay. Your traffic will automatically fail over from port 1 to port 2. Clear. So whenever you have such a setup now, always go with a link monitor configuration. That is the one which will help you to identify whether the other side is really working or not. Okay.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, man.
Hello, Rohan.
Please.
Yeah, can you help me for actually my firewall is not pinging in my PC.
Sorry, your firewall is not?
I'm not reaching the firewall through the PC. I followed your coding commands.
In the lab?
Yeah, yeah.
Show me your lab, please.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, is it screen? Yes, yes. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, did you receive the screen?
Yes,
Yeah, we can see his
I did
screen,
see your screen.
but we can see his screen. He's trying to log in.
Logging into that. Okay. So just run get system interface.
I configured port 1 and port 2 also.
Port 1, port 2. Okay, just run the command show. Just press Q. Press Q.
Okay.
Yeah, run show system interface. Yeah, wait, please. Okay, I got it. Okay, go in config system interface, press Q. Config system interface. Enter. Edit port 1. Set allow access. Just press tab, it will complete it.
Okay. Set allow access.
No. Press tab. I think there's a typo.
Oh.
Press tab. Press tab.
Tap.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay.
set allow access and write HTTP.
HTTP.
Yeah, HTTPS.
Tab.
Thing.
Okay.
Enter. Yeah, enter. This is enough. Next. And or you can simply write and yeah, okay, fine, done. Okay, also show me your routing. Get router info routing table details. Get router. No, get router is at different ports. Okay, get a space router.
Router.
Get router routing info. This tab. No.
Get router routing info.
Get router info. Info.
Okay.
Routing table. Just write ROU and press tab.
Okay.
Details. Yeah. Wait, please. Okay, you have not created any routing for 192.168. Network from
I remember that stuff. It was throwing error for me.
Okay, it was throwing error for you.
Yeah, it's the command is not.
Okay, fine. Let us see what was the error. Config router as static. Do it. Okay, edit one. No, edit one. Routing number 1. Edit 1. That was the error, I believe.
Okay. Edit one.
Edit space 1. Yeah. Then create set destination DST. Yeah. 192.168. No.
172.
No. What is your PC network?
192. Okay.
1.0/24. Enter. Enter.
Okay.
Set gateway. Yeah, write the gateway. No. Check your diagram. Networking's lab, no. What is that lab? Eve topology. See that Eve topology after your Gmail tab.
It's not visible to me.
Eve topology. Just after that, after lab credentials, you will see Eve topology, right? Yeah. See what is the next hop? 122.16.10.100.
10.100. Yeah.
So write that IP. That will be your gateway. (16.10.100). Enter. No subnet. Yeah, enter. Then write set DEV, that is outgoing interface. Okay, device. Set DEV.
Okay.
Yeah, then write which is the outgoing interface. Port 1. You want to reach that subnet from the port 1, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so write port 1. 1. Yeah. Enter. Next.
What is DEV, Rohan?
Outgoing interface device. In command line, the outgoing interface is referred as dev. Whenever you see dev means interface. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, come out and
Okay.
enter. Okay, now it's done. Okay, so get router info routing table. Just like press the up arrow key few times. Up arrow. Just see get router info command. Yeah, enter. Okay, now we have the routing. Okay, fine. You wanted to take the firewall access now, so okay, fine. You go into the PC now. Try to access or try to ping. At least do that. See it is pinging or not.
And 172.16.
10.1. 10.1.
10.1.
Yeah, that's the port 1 IP. See, you're saying reply from 192.168 1.100. Okay, press Control C. Try to ping 192.16.10.100. See, you are not able to reach to the router itself. Okay, try to ping 192.168 1.100. See?
Maybe before 2 days I configured this adapter, but
just can you just do one thing?
Yeah.
Check your PC gateway.
No, wait. Try to ping 192.168 1.100, okay?
192.168 1.100.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are reaching to the Cisco router. Okay, so I think
Yes,
you have done something with the Cisco router, man. Go on Cisco router. I believe you have not defined the gateway there.
Yes.
Enable EN. Show IP route. Enter. Where is the default route? You have not done the configuration what I told you. Okay, man. Okay, see, I have taken care part of your firewall. Okay.
Yeah.
I have sent the Cisco command as well. So I think you might have got it, right? Do you have that with you?
Yes, yes. Okay, okay. If command is that,
Don't
can you
have, I
please?
can send it.
Yeah, yeah, no.
Okay, I will send it to you. Okay, just be with me.
Yeah. Okay.
I will send it. I will send it.
So
to you.
here the routing should be there, huh?
Yeah, default route. If you do not
Default
have a
route.
default route, how the Cisco router will send it, right?
Okay.
The default route is a 0000 and then 0000
And then next hop.
and then next hop.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I will send you that command. Okay, man.
Okay.
Can I just enter just here?
Yeah, if anyone.
Config T.
Yeah, config T. I've sent you the complete list. Okay. Just write config T. Right, man. Config T.
Yes.
Yeah, enter.
Enter. Just default routes is IP routes.
IP route 0.0.0.
Space.
Yeah. Slash.
Space.
Yeah, space. Space. No slash. A space will be there.
Space.
0.0.0.0.
No. 000. No.
Okay,
000.
default route. Okay.
Anything, no? Anything.
Space.
Then give the gateway IP.
172.
122.16.10.1.
This enter, yes, default IP.
No. Just next hop.
172.
16.10.1. Enter. Yeah. Okay. Right. There.
Okay.
Do right. Do space right. Do. Do. No. Do space
right.
right.
For saving. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, saving.
Yeah.
Okay, come out. Okay, fine. Just go into your PC, man. PC and try to ping. Okay, go into your PC. Try to ping now. That is fine. 1.100 is working for you. Ping the other one. Just press up. Yeah. Enter. Still you are getting this. 172.16. Hey, have you assigned the IP address to the interface?
Yeah, I just
No, not here. This is fine. I'm talking about Cisco router.
Cisco router.
Check that.
Yes.
Show IP interface brief.
Show interface brief, right?
Show IP interface brief.
Yeah, show IP interface brief. Do it. I don't think show IP will run in config. If you want,
you have to type do show IP.
Do show IP.
Do show IP interface brief.
IP. You missed the IP part.
Do show IP interface.
Enter. No, you have not assigned the IP.
It's erased. I did some. Okay, sorry.
Not an issue. Do it right now. Okay, interface F0/1.
I did. Okay, no problem. Thank you. Interface FA
0/1. Enter. Yes, right. IP address ADD. Yeah, I know.
IP space address.
Write the IP 122.16.1.100 255.255.255.0.
And then no shut command.
Enter. Yeah, no shut.
Oh, yeah.
And then
right.
Yeah, do right.
Yeah.
Right, do right.
Code is getting up.
Do right.
Do space right. Do.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Enter.
Yeah. Now try to ping.
I try. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try to access. Hey, one more thing, brother. I think you have not upgraded your browser yet. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
So I hope you will do the. So one thing you have to do on the firewall is configure the policy. Okay.
So can you just ping here, ping 4 times 8?
4 times ping.
4 times 8.
888.
8888.
Okay, DHCP.
Global DNS.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I think now just can you just open firewall page?
Yeah, firewall already port to DHCP enabled. Yes.
No. Just
No.
just policy.
You have to configure the policy, okay?
Policy, yeah.
Policy.
So config, just login.
Config firewall policy. Come out of
Config firewall policy. Back. Config firewall policy. Yeah, enter.
Okay.
Edit one. Set name.
No.
Edit space
Set.
one.
Yeah, edit space one. No. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
Edit
it's
space
okay.
one. Yeah, sorry.
Edit space one.
Write the commands now. Set name internet.
Set name internet.
Whatever name you want to give, okay? Set
Internet.
Set name internet.
Set source port all.
Set.
No, not source port.
Set
Source, just write set src.
set
No, don't give a space src, press tab.
yeah, space.
Yes, source interface. Now give a space and write port 1.
Port 1.
Similarly, write set dst interface port 2. DST press tab, port 2. Now write set space src, press tab 2 times. Hey man, tab 2 times. Address, okay. Now here write all. Press, just give a space and write all. Yes, enter. Similarly, write set dst address. All. That is destination address. Okay, all. Then write set
service all.
Set
Service
all, yeah.
Yeah. That all should be in capital. All should be in capital. ALL in capital. Yeah, enter. Now set action accept.
Actually, I stuck here more time. After that, I know. I will think.
Accept.
Yeah.
Set NAT enable. Enter. Set NAT enable. Enter.
Set schedule.
Schedule always. Enter. Next.
Type next.
Done. Yes, now go into your PC and try to ping 8.8.8.
Also here try to ping, execute ping 4 times at here.
It's not okay.
Man. Okay, that's a good thing. Okay, wait. From here, try to ping 122.16.1.100. Try to ping.
No, bro.
1.100. Yeah, it's a
okay,
gate.
okay, fine. Now try to ping 122.16.1.1.
10.1.
Okay, fine. Okay, got it. Okay, go into the Fortinet one. I think you have done something wrong in there. Okay, go into Fortinet one. Maybe just write show system interface port 1. What do you have on the IP? 122.16.10.1 IP there is, na? Okay, fine. So go into the PC, try to ping 10.1. So on the Cisco, we have assigned 10.100, na?
Cisco, it is, yeah, 10.100. Okay.
Okay, fine. Go in there, go in the PC.
But he's port 2 or DSCP
Hey man,
configuration
see,
is
in Cisco, you have done 1.100. It should be 10.100.
Okay,
In Cisco.
just a minute. In
For-
Cisco,
for
I mean
Cisco,
192.168.
that is fine. For
Ah,
FA0/1.
Okay, for FA0/1, 10.100, yes?
Yes, because on Fortinet you have given 10.1, okay?
Okay.
Go back in Cisco.
Cisco.
Okay.
Wait, just run that do show IP interface brief. There I can see we have done a wrong in the wrong IP entry, man. 1.100, okay? Change that. Just go into interface FA0/1. 0/1. Yeah. IP address.
You have to first remove the no IP address, I think. I don't know.
Mistake, will it not overwrite it? I think
I
No,
don't
no,
think
it
so.
will overwrite.
It will?
It will.
Okay, brother, what you are running?
Now
IP address 172.16.10.100, right? See the picture, man. See the diagram.
IP, you're getting some.
For the 172.16.10.100, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you have two P.
Bashir.
Yeah.
That's what you are running, man. IPP. There's a typo.
Rohan, what is HTML5 and how to log in it?
And that is in the email you have two ways to log in. Okay. That is why you see HTML5. HTML5 that will help us to get the tabs in the browser itself. Okay. And the other one is where you have to get an add-on. So that is something for which you have to get a different software to installed into it. So why to worry for that? So that's why HTML5 login. Okay.
Shall we write it? Yeah.
No shirt.
No shirt.
Just check for no shirt. Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, okay. Can you please run that command again? The do show IP interface brief. Let's see whether it is overwriting or not.
Rohan, I want to see that what add-on is added. So
Hey, if you want to know onto that partner, check with Gaurav, man. Okay. Gaurav is from networking. He's the coordinator. Okay, so just like talk to your coordinator. They will let you.
He will help me or not?
Of course. Why he will not?
How to connect with him?
Just call the networking call, write an email to them. Whatever your concern is, they will respond to you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's overwritten. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Just go and try to ping now.
One
16.10.100.
Yeah.
And now try to ping 10.1.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, achieve it.
Yes, thanks a lot. Thank you all.
Try to ping 8.8. Check the internet.
Try the ping. Yeah, 4 times it.
Yes.
Bravo.
So do upgrade your Chrome, okay? Update your browser and then try to access 10.1 IP. You will get the firewall access. Okay.
Okay. Update. Okay.
Okay. Fine.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Thank you for all.
Okay, man. Then see you all then tomorrow.
Thank you. Thanks,
Alright,
Rohan
Thank
sir.
you.
good night,
Thank you so
everyone.
much. Yeah.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. So if you want to join the WhatsApp group, please text here me. Otherwise, in the chat,
I have
WhatsApp.
given the WhatsApp join link in the chat.
Yeah. Please. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you. It's coming without upgrading. Yeah.
No, that's just illusion, man. Okay, Maya. Just a Maya. Just like try to enter the username and password, you will see the same thing. See, got
Yeah.
it. Do an upgrade.
This is call experience.
Okay, man. So
Okay,
I'm
Rohan
ending
sir.
the meeting now. Okay.
Okay, thank you,
Yeah,
Rohan sir.
good night.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good
Thank you.
night.
All right, see you guys.